So what's up to everybody out there? I hope everyone's doing absolutely spectacular. I'm doing great. It's been a rough week, but the show must go on, as Freddie Mercury said, so here we are. In this video, y'all, we're going over the Monterey Bay Knives Slayback, and if that is something you are into, stick around for the rest of the video, y'all. Let's go. So what's up to everybody out there? Once again, back with another review. My name is Ace with Carolina Cutlery and Gear. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, all that good stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Or go check out some of my other videos and subscribe there if you want to, or not, but you know, every little bit helps, so I greatly appreciate that. And if my eyes look like I've been smoking a fucking blunt, there's cedar in the air down here, and it's cedar season, so it's pretty brutal, so yeah, forgive me. And I don't have my sunglasses on, so this is what my eyes look like. Ta-da! So as I said before, y'all, my name is Ace. This is the Monterey Bay Knives Slayback. Absolutely great name for this knife because it is absolutely slaying it. And let me just put this down so I don't keep having this in my hands and we can focus on the knife at hand. Comes with a great large pouch, like majority of knives nowadays that you buy come with. This one's a much larger than some of the other pouches I've got. Great zip case, got that Monterey Bay MBK embroidery on there. Came with a drop cloth, a microfiber cloth, and some extra hardware right there. I bought this knife secondhand, meaning I bought it at auction. I didn't buy it through Monterey Bay Knives, but if I didn't win that auction, I was going to buy it from Monterey Bay Knives. So there's nothing wrong with buying it brand new, and I will get to that point very quickly. Get to the point. So y'all, this knife has absolutely fantastic flipper quality on this knife. Just so quick, so smooth, so buttery smooth and crispy. I find myself constantly gravitating to this knife just to grab it and fidget with it. This is my modern day worry stone, is this MBK Slayback. It's just feels so good and fantastic. And all the videos, y'all, that you may have seen, or go check them out on YouTube, with people reviewing this knife, and they're saying the smoothness and the quality, they are spot on. It's just, they've dialed it in with the detent and the action on this knife. I mean, this thing is just so fantastic. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That was my bad there. Absolutely fantastic flipper tab quality. The action is just fantastic. Really is. Just such a great knife. So y'all, the steel is a Sanmai steel, which is a folded steel, which is where you can see this line right here. This is, the steel again is layered, sandwiched in, as it'll focus in right there on that blade stock, and you can see it there too. I'm not a steel expert by any means whatsoever, but I'm not a dumbass when it comes to the blade steels that we see out there. Sanmai's been around for a long time. Cold Steel, many years ago, through their catalog, had a lot of different knives that had that Sanmai steel in their collection with their knives. I don't know the models offhand, but to the point, this blade is made out of Sanmai steel, which is a folded steel, and it gives it that very great sharp blade retention on this knife here. Now, as I said earlier, y'all, I bought this on the secondary market, which on eBay at auction. I bought it from a fellow who had two of these. How he got two or why he bought two, have no idea. All I know is that I got a good deal on this knife. At auction, this went for, I bought it for $150, so landed at my door is about $160. If you're going to buy this from Monterey Bay Knives, it's going to be around $215, so landed at your door, expect $230 at the highest, depending on your shipping. But if I didn't win that auction, as I said earlier, I was just going to buy it full price, and I had no problem with that whatsoever. I'm going to obviously flash to, the technical specs up on the screen as I usually do, as well as some information regarding Monterey Bay Knives, their mission statement, who they are, all that good stuff. The designer on this knife, let me focus in there, it'll show it right there. That is Ray Laconica. Not 100% sure how to pronounce that last name, but I've seen that his last name, or this designer, with Kaiser Knives, with the Kaiser York, I believe, and then other knives out there as well. I forgot, there's another knife company, I just can't remember off top. Beautiful design. Wharncliffe blade, I absolutely love a good Wharncliffe blade. Like, Wharncliffe blades are one of my favorite, next to the Persians and the S-curve blades. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you hear me saying the same thing, so you know that I absolutely mean it. Not that I don't like spear points or bowies or anything like that. I love those because I have those too, but those blade shapes are the ones I really gravitate towards a lot lately when I've been buying a lot of knives. So y'all, once again, it's got a titanium handle on it, Sunmai steel, beautiful flipper tab on it. They just knocked it out of the park with the flipper tab. Look at that. It protrudes out nicely, and it has the texturing and the jimping on there. Let me get it in there. The jimping on there, it'll focus, to you just able to get up on it. Boop, there it goes. Now, this is like a 2.75, a 3-inch blade. I think overall it's about a 6-ish overall with the knife itself. But I'll have the specs up on the screen, of course, as I said earlier. So y'all out there have that, technical specs and technical quality. Now, if you want to research like blade steels and retention and things like that, you've come to the wrong place. Another channel does some great blade steel information and retention, and that would be Not Your Average EDC. She is absolutely fantastic with her reviews regarding knives, but also blade steels. She just gets really scientific with it, so I'm very appreciative of that channel, and you should go check it out as well, because you can get a lot of good information in this knife world. Y'all, the blade has the knife has a semi-deep carry pocket clip, quote unquote. It's not a true deep carry pocket clip, but this thing rides absolutely deep in the pocket. You cannot even feel it in the pocket whatsoever. It just rides so beautifully. I just forget that it's even there. So y'all, as I said, and I'm just going to repeat this just so it echoes, is that the flipper quality on this is so fantastic. A lot of y'all knife buyers out there, collectors and such, if you're trying to up your game, from the, there's the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatnot. If you're trying to up your game, look no further. This Monterey Bay Knives Slayback is absolutely slaying it. Now, I talked about the measurements before, the 2.7, kind of an overall 6-ish overall length on this. They also make, if you want this in a bigger version, the Slayback XL, for some of y'all fellows out there or ladies that want that bigger blade, they have the XL version of this Slayback. Monterey Bay Knives, y'all, and this Slayback, this knife here in particular, and they're pretty much their entire line, is manufactured in China. Now, that's a conversation and debate we can have for another video, because there's always that conversation, buying Chinese knives and all that such and that conversation. But with that all aside, this quality control on this knife is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it really is. And this is absolutely, since I bought it, one of my favorite knives in my collection, if not the favorite knife in my collection, next to my Wee Roxy 3. But this is right there tied with it. It's just a fantastic knife. And y'all, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I've been trying to put a video out with my 10 out of 10 knives in my collection. This landed to me once I popped it out and I've been carrying it. This is a 10 out of 10. I want to go back to what I said with buying the secondary with the auction. So y'all, the camera went out of focus, but as I was saying mid-thought is the seller that I bought this at auction had used this for about a year, he said, EDC task, all that good stuff. The blade is still razor sharp, and I myself have opened up many boxes, and this thing is absolutely a slayer when it comes to Amazon boxes and packages and all that stuff. This knife for me will never be sold out of my collection. It just will not. It is so fantastic. It is such a great knife. I can't say enough good things about this knife. So if you are on the fence, you should be off the fence and hitting pause and buying this knife right now, whether it's at auction or from Monterey Bay Knives themselves. Now, Monterey Bay Knives have been around for a while. They have some great designers, and especially with, Ray Laconico, of course, because this Slayback has just won me over. But Monterey Bay Knives, which I'm trying to get to the main point without my ADD and my brain going blah, 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 is they are famous for their sea otter, which has a waiting list, kind of a lottery thing going on. So maybe you can be one of those select few if you sign up on their mailing list to buy one of their sea otters. I would love to put my hands on one of those sea otters to see what all the, yeah, I see what I did that, to see what all the hype is all about with that sea otter. Ooh, I like that. But I would love to get a hold of that sea otter and test it out. And, I will try to get on their list to try to see if I can get that sea otter, but I am satisfied with this Slayback. It's an absolute fantastic knife to add to your collection. It rides in the pocket absolutely beautifully. Now, as I said with the overall, it's around 6-ish. The question might be, is this too big for the office space? That all depends on your office space. For mine, this is still a little too big for my office space, but I do carry a secondary, like a 2-inch knife for those people that I'm around that are probably not down with, somebody pulling out a knife and opening up a box, because people get kind of, hyped and scared when they see a knife this size, which really is small, but still, people got to be safe in their workspace. So, know your audience, carry around that little small box cutter or that small blade that you can pull out so people feel comfy, and then use this for those people that aren't going to be shook or whatnot. So that's the answer to that question. So yes, this is a regular size EDC knife, and it is absolutely the perfect size EDC knife. And you can get up on this, just like here, right by that flipper tab, to do some of those, heavier cuts on this knife. And you can also get up here for a lot of that precision work for sure. And you're never gonna really have to sharpen this. I mean, with that Sanmai steel, you're not at all. Not very often, unless you're really, really cutting a lot of shit. But Stasa23 Knife Therapy YouTube channel, he did a whole review and testing of this knife, and he was eradicating rope and cardboard and wood and bears oh my, and this thing was just plowing right through it, and still was shaving sharp, hair shaving sharp when he was doing all these tests. So definitely go check out that channel as well. So y'all, once again, I'm gonna do just a quick summary over this knife. Gosh, my brain has just been mushy from being tired, but I've shot this video 4 times, and I've had some just fantastic footage, and just really have nailed it home, but those videos just did not stick. So here I am for the 4th or 5th time. So I'm just really trying to put out that information and knock it out of the park for y'all, and just so you can go on about your day and watch other knife videos on YouTube. But y'all, once again, it's about a 2.73-inch blade overall. It's about a 6-ish blade. Once again, I'll have the specs and information rolling on the screen about the Slayback and about Monterey Bay Knives, so you can have all that information and get super techy and technical and all that good stuff. Not a deep carry pocket clip, as I said before, but It really does ride like a deep carry pocket clip. As you can see right there, it doesn't fit all the way down your pocket, but it fits so beautifully, as you can see in the footage when it's in my pocket. It just fits so beautifully, and it's just a fantastic knife. Titanium handle on this here. Wharncliffe blade, absolutely beautiful Wharncliffe blade for those, you know, utility cutting tasks and those precision cuts. Razor sharp Sanmai steel on this bad boy here. The flick quality, absolutely out of this world. Beautiful smoothness, buttery smooth. It's got the liner lock on it, flipper tab with a little bit of that jimping on there. And I have a few knives I'm going to just throw up on the screen here so we can do a little comparison. So y'all have that for your information and as a visual aid. So y'all, I have the Spidey Para 3 here, the Emerson version. This is a much larger knife, of course, but it gives you some insight of how big this knife is, the Slayback. I love the Spidey, I love this Para 3. I cannot Spidey flick to save my life. I'm just terrible at it. There are certain knives that make me look like a pro, but I can never get this Emerson Para 3. But I don't really have to because of that Emerson hook there. It just deploys out of my pocket once I pull it out. Just a fantastic knife. Everyone has one of these in some type of version. So that is your Emerson Para 3 with your Slayback. Boom. And y'all, I have the absolutely fantastic 10 out of 10 as well, the CJRB Ruffian. This is one of my favorite knives in my collection as well. This is a 10 out of 10. These are about the same size, y'all. Exact same size. Very slicey blade on the CJRB Ruffian. Great knife. Got that harpoon, tactical Wharncliffe blade, however you want to call it. Just a fantastic knife. Deep carry pocket clip on it as well. Absolutely fantastic blade, y'all, and knife. So there's that. The other knife, y'all, that I have to show is the MKM Sanzo S-curve blade. This is a small knife as well. This will just give you some idea as well with this knife. Love this knife. Love this knife. There's some issues, but check out the blade review I did on this MKM for sure. I think y'all will enjoy that. So y'all, as I said earlier, this is probably the fastest flipper tab action knife in my collection for sure. Next to my Boker little stubby Quaken. I do have that, and I do want to throw that up on the screen because that thing is lightning fast as well. It's not going to be the same size by any means, but it is just dialed in as well with the flipper tab action. So y'all, here is the Boker Quaken little stubby. It's a very small knife. Very small knife. Watch how fast this thing fires out. This thing is just super fast. It doesn't have the smoothness and that just the high-end quality of this Slayback, but it is very fast as well. But this will give you just a little comparison, obviously in size again, but I just wanted to compare this. This would probably be tied for how fast deployment flipper tab action in my collection. This thing is just so quick. I love this. This is probably the best office space knife that I have in my collection for sure. This is really not scary at all. Very gentleman carry-esque knife, which this Slayback falls in as well, which, you know, in my opinion kind of translates out to, it's not so tactical, but it's a gentleman's carry. That means like for everyone, so nobody gets afraid, but still, you know your audience. Know your audience. So there y'all have it. So once again, y'all, my name is Ace with Carolina Cutlery and Gear. I hope that you have liked this video. I really do, because I've shot this 4 or 5 times. I hope I home runned it on this one, or hit that damn home run, just like this Slayback has hit a home run. And I hope that you like this video and you share it with others and all that good stuff. And I hope that y'all subscribe for sure. Look out for more content, knives, gear, all that good stuff. And once again, my name is Ace with Carolina Cutlery and Gear. Don't forget to smile. Make somebody else smile too, y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.